Good afternoon, it's Friday, April 25, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help, end the stigma. On the news this afternoon, Rivers Administrator meet Reps Committee describes state as fragile, delicate. Former Rivers Governor Amaechi describes National Assembly as weak. World Bank project rise in poverty in Nigeria. On the foreign scene, a Russian general killed in car bomb attack. I'm Ifechuku Moyili with the news. The River State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, says the situation in River State remains fragile and requires delicate handling. Retired Vice Admiral Ibas said this while addressing the committee at the National Assembly today. The administrator emphasized the difficulty of managing the state's affairs under emergency rule and reiterated his respect for the National Assembly's oversight responsibilities. Administrator Ibas also requested the committee's understanding for more time for a comprehensive report. The Rivers Administrator cited the fragile security and political environment under the current state of emergency as reason for his demand. The committee is expected to deliberate on the Administrator's request and announce its next steps regarding oversight of River State's transitional governance. And our former governor of River State, Chibike Amaechi, has described the National Assembly as a weak institution that aided the president in declaring what he called an illegal government in River State. The former Minister of Transportation said this at an event in Lagos. Mr. Amaechi also called on Nigerians to be proactive in reacting to poor governance, saying docility was an enabler of bad leadership. Moving on now, the PDP says the 2027 general elections is a contest between President Bola Tinubu and the living conditions in Nigeria. The living conditions of Nigerians, I beg your pardon. PDP acting national chairman, Ambassador Umar Damagum, said this on Thursday while presenting a certificate of return to the PDP candidate for the Anambra State governorship election, Ezenwafo Jude. Now, he also weighed in on the defection of Delta State Governor Sheriff Oberwari and former governor of the state, Ifeanyi Okowa, saying the party has been too magnanimous to Delta State and did not deserve the political treatment it received through the defection. Now, Delta State Commissioner for Information Charles Anyanwu says the decision by the governor, Sheriff Oberwari, and his cabinet to join the All Progressive Congress APC was driven by the need to prioritize development in the state. Speaking on Morning Crossfire on Nigeria Info FM, Ms. Anyanwu explained that the People's Democratic Party, PDP, had become weak to support Delta's future goals, adding that growing internal struggles within the PDP were making it difficult to maintain peace and stability in the state.
The PDP, a party with so long, has become so weak, no thanks to the greed of a number of our leaders who felt that it can only be them without having to have a broad mind, being cautious. So we have examined all these issues, and peace and stability is also a prerequisite for development. We are doing a whole lot of development in Delta. The squabbles and the turmoil in our party, the PDP, is beginning to affect our ability to settle down to deliver on those promises, because every now and then we have become very uncertain.
Now, he hinted that the decision would secure greater influence at the federal level for Delta State.
If moving to a place will now enable you to have some form of peace so that you can deliver more, we need a collaboration. The decision we took is because we are convinced that doing so will further cement those development trajectories that has greater advancement of ideas in the last month of the Oborowori administration.
However, a public affairs analyst, Opunabun Kotaria, has a different opinion.
Most rulers are there to further line their pocket and are very much insensitive to the plight and sufferings of Nigerians. Otherwise, how do you justify PDP party stalwarts, example, the governor of Delta State, defecting to the APC, notwithstanding the untold hardship the APC has brought on Nigerians? We are all aware of the problems, both economic and political problems in the country, and the APC government, right from the days of Buhari to date, have been blamed for the woes Nigerians are going through and facing. But for some selfish, egocentric reasons, they are defecting.
Well, in another development, the PDP factional chairman in Rivers State, Dr. Robinson Ewo, says the appointment of the caretaker committee for Edo and Bayelsa State are null and void. Dr. Ewo said this after a faction of the PDP loyal to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike during a meeting in Port Harcourt announced the appointment of a caretaker committee for the party in Bayelsa and Edo State. Reacting to this on Nigeria Info FM's Hard Fact, Dr. Ewo said those involved in the appointment are not officially recognized by the Zonal Working Committee of the party.
You don't exercise a power you do not have. You do not exercise power over an organization you do not lead. Dan Lobby, George Turner, and others are not the zonal officers of our great party, the PDP. For them to constitute themselves to do what they are doing simply tells you who have said in several fora that have decided to bring down the PDP. You are not a zonal officer. Where do you derive the power to exercise the power you are exercising? Except the National Working Committee assigns such role to the zonal committee. That is only when they can exercise such power.
Dr. Ewo said the Rivers PDP is focused on repositioning itself ahead of the forthcoming elections.
They have no business in PDP. They should let the PDP alone. I describe them as a group of brigands that have chosen to bring down the party, to destroy the opposition. And the party, they are not founders of the party. They do not know when the party was formed. They have contributed nothing in the party. Rather, they have all benefited handsomely from the party. The party has taken steps to reposition itself for elections.
Coming up next, World Bank says poverty will rise in Nigeria. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. Mr. Ogunsinasi Oluwaseyi, father of 12-year-old Favor Oluwaseyi, who was abducted near their home in Elelewo, Obiakpo local government area on August 7, 2024, says his daughter is still in captivity despite the family's effort to secure her release. Speaking at a media briefing in Port Harcourt, Oluwaseyi alleged that a serving police officer identified as Jim defrauded him of 250,000 naira, claiming he could help track the kidnappers. He said he has since petitioned the Rivers State Police Command over the officer's actions, but is yet to receive any response. Mr. Oluwaseyi is now appealing to the public for help.
I have passed through a lot as regards to this matter. In the process of what I passed through, I come across with a police officer by name Jim, who defrauded me of 250,000 naira as regards to this matter. In the name that he want to track, he want to make an arrest. And up till now, despite the petition I wrote to the headquarters of the Nigeria Police Rivers State Command, up till now, nothing was done. That same young man was not called, was not even invited for him to come and give his own side of the story, how he managed to defraud me. I have every evidence to prove my claim. I am not alleging.
Meanwhile, the public relations officer of the Rivers State Police Command, SP Grace Iringikoko, is yet to comment on the matter. Away from that, flights and other normal operations have resumed across airports in the country after workers of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, called off their strike. This comes after the federal government's intervention. The workers protested over poor working conditions, grounding flights across the country on Thursday. But after a meeting with the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, in Abuja, the strike was called off. The workers were concerned over the non-implementation of the new national minimum wage, ignoring requests to include omitted staff in past allowances and neglecting key training programs, among other matters. And their protest, however, did not affect flight operations at the Port Harcourt International Airport, Omagwa.
We're not getting leave allowance, children education allowance, we're not getting it, accommodation allowance, we are not getting it. When you come to aviation sector, we are the least paid agency.
The 2019 minimum wage was not implemented for us until after 45 months. We started threatening, agitating, about 36 months was paid. Then the balance of 9 months is still outstanding. During Buhari's era, he gave a coolie allowance, which is 45% of our monthly salary. We didn't get. President Tinubu has come, increased the salary by 25% to 35%. Up till now, we have not seen. The new minimum wage has been implemented as far back as last year. Up to now, it has not been implemented.
Government and the management of NIMET have made a lot of promises. They broke it to our hope. Sometimes they say, give us 2 weeks to fulfill it. At the end, nothing comes. We need a lot. We need implementation. We want to see those things come to reality.
And now to health matters. The Rivers State Ministry of Health says there's been a massive scale-up in the various intervention strategies to reduce the burden of malaria. The Permanent Secretary, Rivers State Ministry of Health, Comfort Mekwele Igwe, said this as World Marks Malaria Day today. Mekwele Igwe said the prevalence rate of malaria in Rivers State is 11% as compared to the national prevalence of 23% and ranks amongst the best 5 states in the country with reference to malaria prevalence. This year's theme is Malaria Ends With Us. Reinvest, Reimagine, Reignite. As you may know, malaria has been described as one of the major causes of death, especially in children. It accounts for 60% of outpatient visits and 30% of hospital admissions, as well as being a major cause of absenteeism in the workplace. And now we go over to business. The World Bank has projected that poverty will increase in Nigeria by 3% in 5 years to 2027. Now, the World Bank made this projection in its Africa Pulse report released on the sidelines of the ongoing spring meetings of the IMF and World Bank in Washington, D.C. In entertainment, Nollywood actor Uzo Arukwe has dismissed rumors that he is gay. Speaking in a show, the actor said he is friends with gay people and he loves and supports them. In sports, Real Madrid forward Vinicius Jr. could be facing disciplinary action from FIFA following allegations that he co-owns multiple football clubs while still actively playing, a move that may violate governing regulations.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
A senior Russian general has been killed in a car bomb attack in Moscow. Russian authorities confirmed that General Yaroslav Moskalik, who is the latest Russian military commander or pro-Kremlin figure, believes to have been targeted by Ukrainians inside Russia. This comes as Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff is reportedly in Moscow ahead of expected talks with President Putin.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Rivers Administrator has met with House Reps Committee. The former Rivers State Governor, Chibike Amechi, has described the National Assembly as a weak institution. The World Bank says poverty will rise in Nigeria. On the foreign scene, a Russian general has been killed in car bomb attack. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.